Take some time and do that because the replay will be available as soon as we're done on Facebook. If you're waiting for the replay to be emailed to you, so that's going to take some time, which will be maybe by the end of the day or early tomorrow. But if you want to jump on the replay right away, then it might be better for you to join the Facebook group, join the community, so that way you can go back to it right after we're done. And you can rewatch it, especially if there's something in particular that I covered that you want to like go back and visit again to better understand. Hello, everybody. Say hello when you tune in, when you jump in. Let me know where you guys are watching from. There's a few of you here today. Maria, oh my goodness, thank you so much for your patience. I know you've been here for a very long time waiting for the party to start. So I'm really appreciative of you even waiting in the waiting room for that long to join us today. So welcome everybody. UK, Maria's from UK. Where is everybody from? Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Kenya, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Montana, Central Florida. Oh, Carolina. I'm in Florida too. I'm in Central Florida too. From California, North Carolina. California, I hope you okay, and I hope you did not get affected too much by the fire. Again, I thank each and every single one of you guys for being here today. You could be anywhere else this beautiful Saturday afternoon, but you choose to spend it with me. I don't take that for granted. I really appreciate it. How many of you guys are excited for this training? How many of you are ready to manifest the ish out of 2025? Say I in the chat, or put something in the chat. Ohio's in the house. Hello, Ohio. Canada, Jamie, Virginia. Good. So good. How many of you guys are ready for 2025 to be the best year yet? The best year that you've ever experienced? How many of you are excited about this event? How many of you are excited about this event? Drop it in the chat. Listen, this event is meant to be very conversational. I'm not here to just talk, teach. I'm going to be asking questions. So, we're going to have a conversation, okay? Again, I want to thank each and every single one of you guys for being here. I am beyond grateful that you are here with me. If this is your first time in our community, if this is your first time in my energy, drop a 1 in the chat. If this is your second time, you've been here before, you've attended a training like this before, drop a 2. Welcome to my first timers. If this is your second time, drop a 2. I hosted a training like this, very similar. I'm changing things up a little bit because there's a few things that I wanted to go a little bit deeper in the last training. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a Manifest 2025 remix. So if you're back today from the last one, then I really hope the information that I'm going to be sharing with you really resonate with you. So this time around, like I said, I've included few more components that is really going to help you understand, number 1, who you are, number 2, how to manifest the things that you want in 2025, and number 3, really how to be in alignment with the things that you want. Again, if you have not done so, please take some time and join our private community. This community is a community full of women just like yourself, who are ready to design and to create a life, a business that they love waking up to every morning. Women like yourself who want support, who's stepping into their power every day. I believe Linessa has just dropped the Facebook link, so go ahead and join the Facebook group if you have not done so. Also, the replay will be available on the Facebook group right away. And use the Facebook group as well, like for accountability. If you have any questions, right? If you need accountability for your goals, so we can help you stay accountable, you can ask questions, and we support each other in that community. So before we get started, a few housekeeping rules. Number 1, I want to encourage you to turn off all distractions, be fully present. So if you're scrolling on Instagram or Facebook, you're scrolling on social, just pause on it just for a little bit. Turn off the TV, be fully present. Pay attention. Grab a pen and paper. I was hot earlier and then I turned on the AC and now I'm cold. Grab a pen and paper and take as much note as possible. And also, if you know any woman who might benefit from this training, not just anybody, anyone who might benefit from this training, anyone that you heard talk about, like, this year is my year, I'm really going to go after everything that I've ever wanted, invite them. It's not too late to invite them. Send them the Zoom link, have them join us in this event. All right, so again, welcome. Now, before we get started, if you guys can do me a quick favor, okay? So this is going to enter you for a giveaway. And that giveaway is going to give you a book like this. I'm about to read something from this book. It's called U Square. But if you guys can take a picture or a boomerang of your screen, right now, I'm going to give you a few minutes to do it. Take a boomerang or a picture of your screen, and I want you to either post it on your Instagram stories or your Facebook stories and tag me. Your Instagram stories or your Facebook stories and tag me. And I want the caption to be, "Enough is enough, 2025, I am stepping into my boldest version of myself. I'm coming for it all." Post it on your stories. What that does, it gets you in the energy of manifesting it, right? It gets you in the energy, you're putting yourself in the hook. You're putting yourself on the hook, and now other people know that you want to manifest it all. Right? So now you have another piece of accountability. Make sense? Now, a little bit about me. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nursta. I am a transformational growth coach. I help women entrepreneurs really tap into their highest potential to attract more clients, more sales, and really make a bigger impact in their community and live a life of freedom. But the thing is, I have come to understand the material that I teach is so powerful. It helps every woman. And matter of fact, it helps everybody. I just decided to, you know what? I'm going to help as many women as possible with this material because of what this material have done for me. I am a wife, been married for about 19 years. I have 3 children, an 18-year-old, 13, 14, and a 9-year-old. I've been a full-time employee since, not a full-time employee, I've been a full-time entrepreneur since 2012. I started in real estate. My husband and I were on a real estate firm. In 2018, going to 2019, I wanted something different because real estate was, number one, was not doing it anymore. And number two, we were struggling, and we were struggling really bad. We were earning about $50,000 a year in real estate with a family of 5. And that was just not it. And I was working hard and I was doing all the things, right? But nothing was moving, nothing was changing. So we decided, okay, you know what? We're gonna hire a mentor. I had never hired a mentor or coach before, so I didn't even know what that was like. And I was afraid and I was scared because I didn't know how much it would cost me. So I decided I wanted to hire someone who knows what they're doing. I hired Bob Proctor. Has anybody heard of Bob Proctor before? Any of you guys have heard of Bob Proctor before? Drop it in the chat. I heard Bob Proctor. If you haven't, Bob Proctor was in the movie The Secret. A few years ago, I discovered that movie and I was like, oh, okay, wow, Bob Proctor is going to be my mentor. So I reached out to Bob and his company. And Bob said something to me, till now, I'm like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. Bob said one thing to me. He said, if you want to change your results, you have to look at your business, you have to look at your life from my level of awareness and not your level of awareness. And at that time, I was like, what? Like, it didn't make any sense, right? But I decided that I was gonna do everything Bob Proctor told me to do. And what happened to me that year was so profound. I went from earning $50,000 that year to earning $350,000 for that year. So, and the material was so profound. It changed my life. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to be teaching this to as many people as possible because of the change that it made in me and my relationship, and even the way that I raise my kids. So, if you are here, you are in the right place. If you are here to manifest it all, you are in the right place. So here's what our time together is going to look like, okay? This is meant to be very, like I said, very conversational. So I'm not going to be talking by myself. So I want you guys to communicate with me through the chat. If you're on Facebook, Jess, if there's anything on Facebook that I don't see, because sometimes I don't see the comments on Facebook, drop it in the chat here so I can see it on Zoom. Or matter of fact, drop the Zoom link on Facebook so that way the people on Facebook, they're more than welcome to join the Zoom as well. Okay? All right. So if you have any questions, if you have any comments, drop it in the chat. But here's what our time together is going to look like. So we're going to be talking about the reason why you've been stuck in the same cycle that you are now, the reason why you keep repeating every year, the same year over and over. And every year, how many of you guys say, this year is my year? How many of you guys say that every year? Drop it in the chat. How many of you say every year, this year is my year? All the time. Every year you say, it's my year. But think about it. How many years can you go back to and say, wow, I said 2021 was my year. It wasn't it. 2022 was supposed to be my year. It was not it. 2023. And now you're in 2025 and it's like, this year is my year. What do you think is going to change that's going to make 2025 better than 2024 or 2023? Or 2022. How was your 2024, if you guys don't mind me asking? If you could describe 2024 in one word, how would you describe 2024? Maria said more consistency. I like that. What do you do, Maria? Drop it in the chat. What is one word that you would describe 2024 as? Now, 2024 may not have been the year that you wanted, right? You might have set some big goals and you didn't achieve them. Or maybe you did achieve some, but you didn't achieve everything that you've wanted to achieve. Or maybe you find yourself stuck in the same pattern, repeating the same year, feeling frustrated and wondering why things aren't working. I'm giving it all I got. I'm doing everything possible. I'm doing everything possible. The truth is, it's not about how hard you work. It's not about more time, right? It's not about having 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs. It's not about that. It's about aligning who you are with what you want. And that's what we're going to be discussing today. Aligning who you are with what you want so you can manifest easy and effortlessly. Make sense? Yeah. So this event was truly created to help you rewrite the story, to leave behind what didn't serve you in 2024, and step into a version of yourself that creates success with ease and confidence. I'm going to be sharing a few concepts with you guys that's really going to help you create the most extraordinary year that you've ever experienced if you choose if you choose and decide, and what I mean by decide, you make a committed decision to really turn 2025 into the year that you've always been waiting for. 2025 is here, and it's the year of overflow. I believe that it is a year of overflow. That's my word for the year, overflow. So it's really time to step into the highest version of yourself. Really time for you to go after everything that you've ever could possibly dream of beyond your imagination. So before we get started, what I would like for you guys to do, if you guys can take a moment, I would like for you guys to get comfortable. Find a comfortable spot. Like if you're, I don't know, if you're on a couch, if you're on a chair, if you're not sitting down, if you're in your car, wherever you are, I don't know where you guys are watching from, but if you can get really comfortable, I'm gonna do like a quick little exercise with you guys before we get started, and then we'll jump right into it, okay? I want you guys to really take some time, and I want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes, and I want you to take a deep breath in and relax. Take a deep breath in and relax. We're gonna do that one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. If your legs are crossed, uncross them and really relax. If your arms are closed, put them down. Relax your body fully. Sorry about that. Relax your body fully. Get very comfortable and have your palm facing up. Now I want you to visualize like a funnel of lavender energies just circling above your head. That lavender energy go right into the crown of your head. And I want you to feel that pure energy just flowing through you and through your head. Your chest, your abdomen, your hips, your legs, grounding you. Take a deep breath in and relax. Take yourself to a place where your goals and your dreams are met. You have freedom and everything that you want. Take yourself to that place where money is overflowing, joy, peace, happiness. A place where you are, whether it's in your dream house, your car, your dream car, or you are traveling first class with your family. You're healthy. Your family is healthy. Your business is booming. You are earning money every day. All of your bills, all of your debts are paid. A place of no worries. A place where your kids get whatever it is that they want, anything that they desire, where they don't have to wait. Feel the joy. Feel the freedom. Feel the peace. Feel the emotions. What do you see? Who do you see? Who are you with? How do you feel? You are no longer in fear. You are no longer in negativity in your life. You are no longer worrying endlessly. Your family, your friends, they're calling you, congratulating you on achieving your goals. Look around. Where are you? I want you to find a mirror on a wall, wherever it is that you are. Or it could be water on the ground somewhere where you can see a reflection of you. Look at yourself. Look at the way you dress. Look at the way you are. Look how confident you are. Look at yourself and feel the pride in accomplishing your goals. Look at yourself and say, I did it. This was the year. This was the year. I did it. Stay in those emotions for a little bit. Feel the emotions rises. Relax. Now take a deep breath in and relax. Take one more deep breath and relax. Open your eyes. Now tell me, how did that feel for some of you? How did that feel for some of you guys? Drop it in the chat. Or what did you guys see? Drop it in the chat. Relaxing. What else? Hopeful. Okay. What else are we feeling? Like the best dream ever. Joyful. Love it. Beautiful. 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 So what we're going to be talking about today is really going to help you create and design 2025 the way that you would like to spend 2025. So let's get this party started. Now, why did any of you guys can drop it in the comment? Why did you sign up for this class today or this training? Why did you sign up for Manifest 2025? What about the training or what about the event that made you like, ooh, I want to be there? What about it that made you like, ooh, I want to attend this? Let me know in the chat. Because here's the thing, I want you to know that you are very special and you were chosen to be here. And you are in this training because God wanted you to be here. God never sent me where I'm not invited. God always sent me to where I am invited. So you might not invited me, right? Like, okay, Nursa, I want you to be, you might not have said that, but somewhere, somehow, you might have asked for guidance. Something inside of you is screaming to get out. You desire more. You're ready for more. Then out of nowhere, you found this event, right? God knew what you needed, and this event is exactly what you needed to shift everything in your life for 2025. So, welcome to this transformational journey. How many of you guys have already set up 2025? How many of you have already set up your goal for 2025? You've already created your vision board. You're all ready to go. How many of you guys? Drop it in the chat. I have. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. I love that. So, how many of you feel like you've been stuck on this hamster wheel, repeating the same year over and over again? How many of you feel like you're doing the right thing and you're seeing some results, but nowhere near where you would like to be? Drop it into chat. What if I told you there was an exact science to achieving your goals, but first you have to understand who you are. You have to understand how results are created and how you can go about changing them. You're meant to have and enjoy a good life that life has to offer. You are God's highest form of creation and greatest form of creation. So what I'm going to be sharing with you play a big part of who you are in your manifestation journey. But let's get first an understanding of who you are and how powerful you are, right? Because that's why the first thing that we're going to be talking about is your mind. I should have turned my notification off on the computer, but I didn't do that. So we were all born with infinite potential, and we all live simultaneously on 3 planes. We are all spiritual beings. We have an intellect. We live in a physical body. That's all of us. The problem is we focus so much on the physical body that we don't connect the other two. And that's where our power lies. We live strictly based on our 5 senses. We live strictly based on what we can see, what we can hear, what we can smell, what we can taste, or what we can touch. Most of us, right? That's what we live on. We live based on our senses. Whatever it is, if I don't see it, it's not real, right? For a lot of us. But everything that you want in your life or in your business is really already is at the center of you, because creation is finished. Everything that you could possibly want is already created in some shape or form. You just have to tap into it. So here's the thing. We're all born with a software, and that software is called a paradigm or conditioning. How many of you have heard the word paradigm before? How many of you have heard the word paradigm before? Paradigm is the way that you see yourself, the way that you act, your conditioning, your beliefs about yourself or about the world. So paradigms are habits. But here's the thing, they are other people's habits. Other people's habits are controlling you. And the habits, they're like a program that has been installed in our mind by the people who love us the most, our parents, our family, our friends, people who truly cares about us, right? But we've been programmed with their belief, because what paradigm is the way that you were raised, the certain things that your parents raised you with. But what I want you to understand is they were programming you with what they had and what they had been giving with respect to your education and respect to your family's education. They couldn't give you what they didn't have. And unfortunately, they had no idea on what they were doing, because they were programming you with a lot of their own limiting beliefs and their surrounding limiting beliefs. So now you become like them, right? You think like them. You talk like them. You work like them. You go to the same place. You do the things that they do. Your income is not too far-fetched from what they earn. Their world become your world. And that's what happens to most of us. The only thing is it varies from culture to culture, right? But those programming, they really dictate the result that we get in our life. And it dictates how we think. So take a look around how you live. You go to the same places, right? You do the same thing over and over again. You get the same results. It's a habit. So let me ask you, how many of you are living the life that you want to live? How many of you are earning the amount of money that you want to earn? And if you're not, why do you think you're not? If you're not, why do you think you're not? So whatever results that you're getting right now is a habit. The amount of money you're earning right now is a habit. That's why no matter how much you try to change it, it's not changing because you've accepted it. You are programmed to get the amount of money that you're earning right now. If you said, you know what, maybe I should change position, and because a lot of people do that, so you might change position or go to a different company and you get a little bit more, maybe $1 more, maybe $2 more raise, right? But it's still not a quantum leap. It's still not like this big jump, right? Because there's an identity that you have already created, with the amount of money that you're earning. You have been conditioned, you've been programmed to accept many limitations from your past, from your childhood, from your culture, that it becomes your reality, it becomes your identity. And that's why you repeat the same year over and over again. No matter how hard you try, you're stuck on the same cycle of your own conditioning. Is that making sense? So think about it for a little bit. What would your life look like if you were programmed to succeed? What would your life look like if you knew that success was guaranteed no matter what you try, you couldn't fail? What would life look like if you knew for a fact that no matter what, this year is going to be extraordinary? I always say that in all my training, a wealthy person may lose everything and they can get it all back in a very short period of time. However, a poor person who wins the lottery can run out of money in a short period of time. Why? And have no idea what to do or how to get it back. They're not programmed for success. Because many of us, we say, we want the money, we want this, we want that. You are not programmed and you're not prepared. Even if you do get it, the person that you need to be to become in order for you to get that thing that you want, to be able to get it and hold it, right? Because then you have to be able to hold the space for what it is that you want. You have to become the person that has it first. To change your result, you have to change your programming. Now, it's not uncommon, like when you were younger, to hear your parents say just different things that has caused just different limiting beliefs that is causing you to get the results that you're currently getting in your life, right? As a baby, we're born risk takers. You ever see a baby walk into a room? The baby could care less about what anybody could say, what anybody could think about them. The baby walks in a room with a certain confidence about themselves. We were all born risk takers with that confidence of not worry about what anybody think. Like the baby just walked in and they just know that, oh, I'm the cutest thing in the room, right? But it's not uncommon for you to hear your parents say when you were younger, oh, be quiet, you talk too much. Or it doesn't even have to be your parents, it could be a teacher. You talk too much. Or be careful, you're gonna fall. Or be nice. That wasn't so nice, be nice. Or don't do that, people are watching. Go and sit down and be quiet. Or children are seen, not heard. How many of you guys have heard that before when you were younger? Or stop doing that. What would the neighbors think? Or Why can't you be like more like your sister? Or why can't you be more like your cousin? Why can't you be more like the neighbor's kid? Why can't you be like more so and so? Or it could be something that had happened to you in your past that has left you scarred, and it left you scarred for the rest of your life. And you just holding on to that identity. Or it could be a saying like money is the root of all evil. How many of you says that? Or you around that kind of energy? Money is the root of all evil. Or people with a lot of money are greedy. What are the beliefs that you currently have? And sometimes we don't think that we have them because they're like submarines. They're just very quietly, they're there. And the thing is, as a result, it creates a conflict, and that conflict could be resentment. It could turn you into people pleasing, afraid to say no, afraid to take risk, afraid to talk about feelings or emotions, afraid to set up any kind of boundaries, not to look selfish. Or maybe you get stuck in competing with other women. And sometimes it causes you to get into relationship, right? We get into relationship, we get into motherhood, we get into business with all of these feelings, all of these emotions, all of these crazy different beliefs, limiting beliefs and emotion that we hide deep inside. And that is causing just different things happening in your life. Because you've already accepted that program, right? It creates a pathway in your life. Or it could have been that you heard something. You have to be smart to be doing this. You have to be beautiful. You have to be skinny. You have to be tall. I remember after high school, I wanted to be a model. I said, oh, I want to be a model. They're like, oh, no, you got to be 5'7" to be a model. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was on 5'3", so I guess that takes me out, right? I didn't pursue it. So there's a lot of different things, that different beliefs that causes you to conform yourself into this person that you think that you have to be, so that way, so for society, right? For society to be happy, or for because we're trying to fit in so much. And those things are causing different results in our life that we don't realize that's what's holding us back from a lot of the things that we want to do. Is that resonating with you guys? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if that's resonating with you guys. So in order to shift things up and manifest your goals for 2025, you have to change your paradigm. You have to shift your conditioning. And you may be asking yourself, how do I change this situation, this paradigm situation, and how, like, what do I do? But in order for you to do that, the number one thing you have to do is you have to understand your mind. The first thing that we have to understand is we have to understand our mind. Now, what is the mind? Your mind is movement, and your body is the manifestation of that movement. What does that mean? I want you to pay attention with me. I have this, we call this stick person. I should call her stick woman. And this is something that I go through in my mastermind with the woman that I work with, the woman that I'm coaching in my community. Because once you understand that, it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of things that's going to start clicking for you. Dr. Thurman Flea, back in 1930, invented this little thing because we think in pictures. We all think in pictures. If there's no picture, there is confusion. What do I mean by that? If I ask you right now, what color is your car? Automatically, a picture of your car will come into your mind. Yes or no? Yes or no? If I ask you what color is your front door, automatically, all right, automatically, oh, I muted myself in the process. Okay, so can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Yeah? Okay, good. So we think in pictures. If I ask you what color is your front door, automatically a picture of your front door is gonna come to your head, right? To your mind. If I ask you what color is your refrigerator or how does your refrigerator open, automatically a picture will come. We think in pictures. We think in pictures. And that's one of the things that if you don't have a picture for 2025, that means when you think of 2025, nothing comes to mind. Yeah, you might have your goals, you might have the things that you want to accomplish, but there is no picture. And when there's no picture, there's confusion. And that's the reason why Dr. Fleet Thurman created this stick person, because when we talked about the mind, for many people, when they hear the mind, we think of the brain. How many of you, when you hear mind, you think brain? But your mind is not your brain. Your mind is movement, and your body is the manifestation of that movement. What does that mean? Your mind is movement. When you think of something, your body takes action from what you think. Your mind is not a thing. It's a movement. When you think of something, if you're thinking about going somewhere, you get up and you go. Your body reacts to what's going on in your mind. Make sense? Now, in your mind, you have and I want you to consider this to be your mind and this to be your body. And this is basically your five senses. The thing is, most of us, we're operating with our five senses. Whatever it is that we can see, that's what it is. This here is divided because this here is your conscious mind and this is your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is your emotional mind. This is your feeling mind. This is the mind that basically puts you in vibration, different vibration, and I'm going to get into that as well, to help you attract the things that you want to attract. All of your beliefs, all of your limiting beliefs are here because they're habits. So your conscious mind is your intellect mind. That's the mind that you think with. So you could be thinking, oh, you know what, for 2025, I would love to travel first class, only first class, and I would love to take my family on a first class trip, right? And you think of the idea and you're like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I would like to do that. Subconsciously, your mind is going to be like, well, look at your bank account. You can't do that. Well, look how much money you're earning right now in your job. You can't do that. And that's where your paradigm stays. Until you reprogram your subconscious mind, your paradigm, then no matter what you think you can do, nothing will happen because it has to flow. Is that making sense? Let me know if this is landing for you guys. As a baby, when you first born, you don't have a conscious mind. You only have a subconscious mind. And that's where the problem is. Because as a baby, this is not closed. This is wide open. Right? So everything you see your parents do, everything you hear your parents say, it goes in, it goes in, it goes in, it goes in. And as you get older, you start developing reasoning factors because now the circle is closed. Now you can reason to know, yeah, I don't think if this is right. I don't know if this is right or wrong. But here's the thing. You've already been programmed to think and to see the world a certain way. So that's why you might talk to someone who's doing way better than you and you explain a situation to them, they cannot fathom and they cannot understand where you're coming from because they're not programmed to see the world the way you see the world. And if you want to see the world in a different way, if you're ready to see the world in a different way, you want to change things in your life, you have to change the paradigm. You have to change the paradigm. So I want you to look at this as think, believe, and do. Think, believe, and do. You think, you believe you can, you take action from that belief, it creates a result. It creates a result. If you think one thing, you believe another thing, you do it, it creates a result that you don't want. When you think of one thing, when you think you can attract your spouse this year, because for some people it's, you know what, I really want my spouse for this year. Let's just say you want to attract a spouse this year. You think of your spouse. What is it that I want in this man? Right? You make a list. What is it that I believe? You create the belief and you start acting from that belief. Automatically, then your result are changing. Is that making sense? Tell me if this is landing. And there's only two ways that you can change your paradigm, guys. It's making a lot of sense. Wait, can I get the stick lady? You know what? The stick lady, I've just decided that, you know, I'm gonna gift it to my clients. But this is something that we put together in our coaching program. So think, believe, results. Yeah. So there's only two ways that you can change the programming. Okay. Now, the first way that you can change your programming is to an emotional impact. Now, the thing with an emotional impact is it's out of your control. An emotional impact is something outside of you that forces you to change. For example, and I take that example all the time because it's recent and it affected everybody. COVID-19. How many of you COVID-19 shifted everything for you? It might have been you lost someone. You lost your job. Zoom. Now we're able to do a training like this on Zoom, communicating, right? It changed the whole world. Not just some people. It changed everywhere. That's a negative, that's an emotional impact. And it usually an emotional impact is negative because it's something outside of you that's forcing you to change. Okay? The second way, which is the most important way that you can change and the best way that you can change, is through constant space of repetition and also with the help of a mentor. And that's why mentorship is important, because it's not just repetition of the things, but it's also the accountability that's going to help you hit new level with a mentor. Make sense? Now, you have control over whatever it is that enters your mind. You have God-given ability to change the old programming. And by doing this, you'll transform your life. Because the thing is, you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. And who you are lies right here. So that's why a lot of people do affirmations and the affirmation don't work. I mean, I used to be like that too, where I was doing affirmation for years. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, when is this thing gonna happen? When is this thing gonna happen? There's no action with the affirmation. We all do affirmation. I am, I am, I am, I am. But when you step outside from the mirror and you go into the world, are you acting as the I am you just affirmed? You're affirming something that you're not. You're not taking action, because here's the thing. The moment that you say, I am, you affirm that you are. There's no one that's telling you that you're not. But for some reason, you're waiting for something to happen for you to be that. Nothing needs to happen. You just have to decide to step into that energy. You have to decide to step into that energy. So what do you think? What are some beliefs that are currently holding you guys back? What are some beliefs that you think is currently holding you back? Drop it in the chat. Things like, I'm not good enough, where you doubt your worthiness to achieve any kind of success or happiness or abundance in your life. And most of the time leads to procrastination and self-sabotage. You self-sabotage yourself. Or it could be, oh, it just needs to be perfect. It's not ready yet. That also creates procrastination. Because you're waiting to be ready, to be ready, to be ready. And you never become ready. There's no such thing as ready. When you do it, oh, that's the time. Or it could be, oh, I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't have the resources. So there's a scarcity thinking, a scarcity mentality that blocks creativity. So because you focus so much on the lack instead of opportunities. What else? Let me see. Let me check the chat. Scarcity mentality. And if it's past, I assume it's too late. Yeah, it's never too late. I put everything on the timeline. Self-doubt. It's never too late. Some people, it's success is hard and it requires sacrifices. They're not willing to sacrifice anything, right? You associate success with some kind of struggles or, which create resistance. Or it could be, oh, it's selfish to want more. No, it's not. You having more mean that you can bless more people. You can help more people. You can do more. Or it could be a belief where, so-and-so can do it, I can't. Why? Why do we do that? Why do we do that? It's too late for me. It's never too late. It's never too late. Or it could be, oh my gosh, this one. I used to struggle with that one a lot. The need for other people's approval. Right? And what I mean by that is approval, validation is decision. When it comes time for you to make a decision, you're asking everybody and their mama, what do you think I should do? Do you think that's the right thing to do? You're asking your spouse, you're asking your friends, even though deep down you know it's something that you want to do, but you're waiting for someone's approval and validation to say, yeah. And then you make your decision whether you want it or not. It's like, oh, well, so-and-so said yes. Oh, my husband, my wife said yes. So, yeah. That creates a dependency. It creates it really diminishes and really creates diminish your self-trust. It's making it difficult for you to take bold steps because you're depending on someone else to make a decision. I remember I used to do that. I'll be like, oh yeah, let me talk to my husband. Let me run it by my husband, making sure that, he's good with it. And then, I'll let you know. I used to do that. The first time I made a decision and I did not ask my husband, I felt so free. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, this is my decision. I started my coaching company and I wanted to invest in this coach who was gonna help me to, who was the lady? I don't remember her name, but, and the coaching was $20,000. And and my heart was screaming because at that time I was like, what, $20,000 in the mentorship? But I said yes. I said yes. And that little voice was telling me, no, you should ask your husband first. Right? Because we all have that. We want to, it's like afraid to take the responsibility because if it doesn't work, then I don't want to be blamed for it. But let me tell you, there's freedom when you stop letting other people approval or validation decide what you want to do. If you decide, you already know what you want to do, why does it matter what the other person think? Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Now, I covered paradigm, and you may be asking, well, what does my conditioning or what does my paradigm have to do with me creating a shift and manifesting a successful 2025? The thing is, your paradigm, your beliefs, who you are, affects your vibration. And your vibration is your point of attraction. That's your point of attraction. So let's go a little deeper. Like I said, you think in pictures, and those pictures create an emotion. And those pictures create feelings. When you take action from those feelings and from those emotions, it creates a vibration. Are you following? And those vibrations creates results. What are some of the goals you guys have for 2025? I know some of you have some big goals for 2025. What are some of the goals you have for 2025? And remember I said, we think in pictures. What is the picture of the goal that you have? What is the picture of the goal? What do you see when you say, I want to buy my home? This year, I want to buy my home. What's the picture of your home? Or are you just saying that? What's the feeling? What's the emotion of you being at that house? What is the feeling and the emotions of you being at that house? What is it that you see? Because everything that you want, and everything is energy. Absolutely everything is energy. Now, you might manipulate it into, turn it into the physical, right? When you say you want a house, you don't have the house yet. You just know you have that. You want the house. You create a picture, and the more time that you spend with that picture, then you materialize it into the physical. But the house is already there. So when you're in your house, now you're fully experiencing it in your physical world. But it was already spiritually, it was already in your mind. It was already in your imagination. And energy, and when I said everything is energy, you always have energy flowing to and through you all the time. All the time. So when you get new ideas, when you choose the thoughts that you want to entertain, because the thing is, we have a lot of thoughts, and sometimes the thoughts that we have are not thoughts that are serving us to manifest the things that we want. But you have the option to choose your thoughts. As you choose your thoughts, you impress it into your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is what makes you take action unconsciously. Is that making sense? Your subconscious, once you program your subconscious mind, once you program yourself for success, success will happen unconsciously. Here's what I mean by that. Remember when you first learning how to drive? When you're learning how to drive, every single cell of your body was fully involved. Number one, you didn't want to die. Number two, you didn't want to crash. Every cell of your body was involved. Why? Because you were learning something new. But once you know how to drive, once you're done, you understand, you know, I bet you now you're driving, your phone is in your hand, you're on the phone talking, you have a cup in your hand, right? You're drinking, you're eating, right? Now you're comfortable, you do it easily. Sometimes, he's the one that tripped me out all the time. Sometimes I drive from, let's just say from wherever I come from and I'm coming home. It's when I get home, that's when I'm like, oh, shoot, I'm home. I didn't even realize when I pass whatever light, whatever traffic light, whatever stop sign. My body, my subconscious mind is programmed to take me there. And because it is, my body is automatically taking the actions to bring me where I need to be, because subconsciously I'm already programmed to go home. Is that making sense? If I was going to any place that I don't know, any new place that I needed the GPS, I needed full focus. I would need full focus. But if I'm going home, if I'm going to any place that I'm already programmed to do, I will do it automatically with no assistance, with no conscious assistance. Is that making sense? And that's why reprogramming yourself is so important, because as you reprogramming yourself, then automatically things starts to work in your favor. When you think good things, when you want something good, or when you just know that, oh my gosh, I want this so much, this is my goal, and then automatically you ask yourself, who do I need to become in order for this to happen? And you start creating different beliefs that is in alignment with what it is that you think that you can do. Then automatically you think you can do something, you create the belief that you can do it, automatically your body take action. It creates a completely different vibration. Now you are in complete alignment. The results that you get is different. The results that you get is different. Now, if you think of something that you want, but then your beliefs is not there and the action is not there, it creates confusion, and then it creates a confusing results. And that's why a lot of us were very confused about, why am I not getting the results that I want? Because there's no alignment. There's no alignment. So the goals that you have set up, they're on a frequency. And you think on a frequency. Unless your goals are on the same vibration as what it is that you want. And I think it was Serena the last time. Serena asked, how do you stay on the same frequency? Your imagination. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Because once you create a picture, an image of what it is that you want, then it's easy for you to, when you get unaligned, it's easy for you to get back into alignment. So what does that mean? And you guys may be a little confused as I say frequency and vibration. So we're going to talk a little bit about the laws of the universe, okay? Because that is really going to help you tremendously in your manifestation journey. So just like the law of gravity, just like you trust in the law of gravity, when you wake up in the morning, you put your feet to the ground, you know for a fact that the law of gravity is going to hold you firm to the ground. Nobody here can say, I'm not sure if I put my feet on the ground if I'm not gonna fall. The law of gravity was created to hold you to the ground. Just like the law of gravity, there are other laws that were created to help support you in creating and designing the life that you want. Okay? The life that you want. And I'm not going to go into all of them because there's so many of them. If you are part of the Facebook group, I posted, I think it's a PDF file with some of the laws. It's a good amount. It's a good amount. So if you're not in the Facebook group and you want a copy of the laws, join the Facebook group. There is a copy of their of the laws on there. But so I'm going to cover some of them. What the first one I'm going to cover is the law of perpetual transmutation. The law of perpetual transmutation declares that energy moves into physical form and everything is energy. And the picture that you hold in your mind, if you hold it long enough, should materialize in results and physical result. That's the law of transmutation. Now, the law of vibration, which is the law that I've been talking about, and that's the law, like people talk about the law of attraction all the time, but there's no law of attraction without the law of vibration. There's no such thing of the law of attraction without the law of vibration, because everything vibrates. Everything vibrates. Absolutely nothing rests. We literally live in an ocean of motion. Even a dead person is moving. And you might be like, girl, that's crazy. If they were not vibrating, if they were not moving, how would they ever turn into dust? So the thing is, all of these things, they vibrate so fast that you can't see it, but everything moves, everything vibrates. And your body is a molecular structure in a very high speed of vibration. So when you become emotionally involved with your goals, when you create that image, you become very emotionally involved, and you move them from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind. Alignment, you form alignment. Because if you can get emotional with it, the actions that your body takes is from a different vibration. You understand? Please tell me it's making sense to you guys. Please tell me it's making sense. And as a subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is in every cell of your body, and that's why your mind is moving, your body is the manifestation of that movement. Your body will take action for whatever it is that you have in your subconscious mind once you accept it. And these vibrations, they're not only expressed in action, they actually set up a magnetic force so that you can begin to attract whatever it is that you are in harmony with. Is that making sense? Is that making sense? Let me know in the chat, guys. Makes sense. Okay, good. Mika, yes. Okay. How we doing, Facebook? Okay. Yeah. So now the next law is the cause and effect. Law of cause and effect. Every cause has an effect. Every effect has a cause. And there's no such thing as chance. Everything happens by law. Absolutely nothing in the entire universe happens unless it occurs according to law. So you must concentrate on the cause, and the effect will automatically take care of itself. The thing is, a lot of us, we focus on the effect more instead of focusing on the cause. The other law is the law of gender. The law of gender, and I love that law because a lot of us, we want instant gratification because you want to eat the fruit soon as you plant the seed. The law of gender tells you that every seed has a gestation period. A baby takes 9 months to be born. If a baby is born earlier than that, the baby goes into an what is it, NICU, NICU, right? The baby goes into somewhere special in the hospital because they're not ready. So why do you feel like soon as you plant your seed, it needs to happen right away? Because the thing is, your ideas are spiritual seeds. And they will move into form. They will move into physical form. But it will happen when the time is right. It will happen when the time is right. The thing is, for most of us, we plant the seed. I want a new house. I want to earn 10K a month. I want to earn $20,000 a month. I want this, I want that. And you plant the seed. And then you wake up tomorrow, you dig it in and be like, oh, it's not ready yet. And then you try and put. So you stay the whole year digging up the seed, never give the seed the time it needs to manifest into physical results. The next law we're going to talk about, which is the last law I'm going to talk about, is the law of assumption. What is the law of assumption? It's assuming, it's kind of like affirmation, right? You are assuming what you want is already here. So your beliefs and your assumptions about yourself and your life shape directly your reality. Meaning that what you believe to be true will ultimately manifest in your experiences. But for many of us, instead of assuming what it is that you want is already here, you want to see it to believe it. So ask yourself a question. If your goal was achieved today, how would you act? If your goal was achieved today, how would you act? Because whatever that action is, whatever that person is, that you think that you're going to be this person when the goal is achieved, you need to be this person now. You need to be this person now. Not when it happens. You have to become that person for it to happen. So these laws that I just shared with you guys are some of the laws that were created to support each and every single one of us in our journey to be able to create and design life as we choose. Like I said, creation is finished. Everything that was created is already created. Now, this training is not long enough for me to go into description of all the laws. And that's why I said I posted it in the Facebook group. So you can look over it, right? And this is one of the things that I cover in my mastermind with the ladies that work with me. We go deeper into understanding these laws. So not only when you are in full, complete alignment, you can work with the laws of the universe to support you in the journey of attracting and attracting the results that you want. Making sense? Now, understand that, like I said, your mind... Your mind is movement and your body is the manifestation of that movement. So when you align your thoughts, when you align your emotions in your actions, and you are in full alignment with the laws, manifestation happens. Manifestation happens. So I know a lot of you guys drop your goal in the chat box. But how many of you guys know that? What is the purpose of a goal? How many of you can tell me what you think the purpose of a goal is? What is the purpose of a goal? What's the purpose of a goal? The purpose of a goal, Lanessa, can you drop the Facebook group? I think Kizzy, I see, is looking for it. The purpose of a goal is to grow. It's not to get, because we think the purpose of a goal is to get, right? You're going to get something in the process of it, but the purpose of a goal is to grow. The purpose of the goal is for you to become the person that you need to be in order for you to be able to enjoy that thing that you want. So who do you need to be in order to attract your goal to you? Like I said, if your goal was achieved right now, how would you feel? How would you feel? Because your goal is already achieved. And you were given tools to experience your manifestation before it even comes to the physical. And that's how you stay in frequency. Serena, I don't know if you hear, but you asked me that I think it was last week. When did you ask me that? Yeah. How do you stay in frequency with your goal? Your goal is already achieved. And the tools that you were giving to be able to stay in the frequency of that is some of the tools that I love to share these tools, because a lot of us, we have those tools, but we don't use them. And we use them, sometimes we use them, but we use them against us. Tools like your imagination. All of us, every single one of us have an imagination, but yet we use our imagination to create the things that we don't want to see happen in our life, instead of creating beautiful images that we actually want to see happen. You can create and experience anything that you want in your imagination. Anything that you want. I love to do this exercise, and I'm going to do it with you guys. Close your eyes for a minute. Close your eyes for a minute, and I want you to imagine that you are in your kitchen. And on the kitchen counter, there's this big, juicy yellow lemon. I want you to walk towards it, pick it up, and I want you to go ahead and cut it. Now, once you're done cutting it, I want you to take a piece and I want you to bite into it. Now, open your eyes. What did you guys feel? What did you feel? What did you feel? Pucker lips. What did you guys feel? Drop it in the chat. Let me see. Let me hear. Let me see what you guys felt. What did you guys feel? What did you feel? Missed the question, Apocalypse. Oh, Maria. That means you didn't do the exercise, Maria. Yeah. What did you feel when you bite into the lemon? What did you feel when you bite into the lemon? If you did the exercise, then there should be something like juice, sour, okay? Good until I tasted it. What else? Lemon was sour. Saliva. Now, can you imagine that your body experienced something that was not real? Your body just experienced something that you were playing in your imagination with. When you get fully involved with your goal, with the picture of your goal, imagine the success, the life that you want to create. When those emotions starts to come up, your body is going to feel that. And your body don't know if it's real or not. The more you visit those emotions and those feelings, the more closer your manifestation is getting to you. The more you raise the vibration, the closer your manifestation gets to you. Is that making sense? Do we have to be a kid again? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Think about it. When my son is playing, he's 9, you would think he's playing with 10 other kids. Like when I'm talking on the phone with my sisters, they're like, oh, who's at the house? Who's playing with No, Liam's just playing by himself. But he's so involved in what he's doing, right? Your manifestation are so much closer than you think. However, it's going to require a committed decision. A committed decision. And what do I mean by a committed decision? When you commit, you will do whatever it takes. You will do whatever it takes. How many of you would say, oh yeah, I'm committed. I'm committed to achieving my goal. I'm committed to creating success in my life. I'm committed to creating success in my business. I'm committed to whatever. But then when it comes time to do the work, oh, I don't have time. Or when it's time for you to invest in something in yourself or something that's going to help you further your journey, oh, I don't have the money. Or for my moms, sometimes I used to say that when I was younger. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should wait. When the kids get older and they're out in college, then I can think about that. Right now, no. You say you committed, but then your action says otherwise. But if not now, when? If not now, when? Kenneth Blanchard said that there's a difference between being interested and being committed. When you're interested, you'll do what's convenient. But when you're committed, you will do whatever it takes. You accept only results and not excuses. So how many excuses are you accepting in your life right now that you know for a fact, if you could let go of these excuses, you really make a committed decision, that you will be further ahead? How many excuses are you going to continue to make in order for you not to make the decision that you need to make in order for you to move forward in life? Because if you aspire to achieve prosperity, but you identify with a background of financial struggle or, like a self-perception that may hinder your ability to manifest prosperity, your identity really shapes your emotion. It shapes your action, which in turn dictates your outcome. It dictates your outcome. You ever go to the store and from afar you see a shirt or you see a pair of shoes and you're like, oh, those are so hot, I have to have those. And you run towards the shoes or the shirt, you run towards it and you get there, you pick it up, and the first thing you do, what is the first thing that you do? What's the first thing that you do? You look at the price tag. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? We let our bank account dictate what we want. But if something would to happen, God forbid, to a family member, to your parents or to your kid or whatever, and they said you needed $40,000 right now, if not, that person is gonna die. You will do whatever it takes in your power, if not the full 40, but to get as close as possible to that 40. There's a difference between being interested and being committed. When you committed, you will do whatever it takes. How many of you are committed to making 2025 your year? You've been saying that for years. Don't let this be another year where you said it's going to be my year and then it doesn't happen. So take some time, write down a clear, a vivid description of your ideal identity, right? Who is this person? This is going to serve you as a roadmap that's really going to inspire you in the direction to move forward. The direction you need to move forward. Once you have the identity clearly defined, actively embody it. Step into that person. Begin your day every day by setting up the intention to think and feel and act as that person would. You have to release the limitation of your old identity, because that is what producing the results that you're currently getting.
Okay, you want to put yourself in bed?
It might feel a little uncomfortable because you have to embrace the vision of your future self, the best version of yourself. And it might feel uncomfortable because it's not something that you're used to. But until you create who is this person, until you create that version of yourself and step into that version of yourself, nothing is going to change. So even though it feels uncomfortable, with great consistency, you will start seeing yourself identifying more and more with the new identity. Is that landing for you guys? So whenever you notice yourself slipping into old patterns, into old thoughts, consciously remind yourself of your new identity and realign your thoughts accordingly. Realign your thoughts and your actions accordingly. So consistently reinforce this new identity. It will gradually replace your old habits. Because think about it. I don't know how old you guys are. I'm 40. I'm turning 41 this year. It takes whatever paradigm that I have, it takes that long, right? Since I was a kid and they forming. So it might have taken a long time for you to form the identity that you currently have. So be patient with yourself because it took time to build that paradigm that you have. And that's why mentorship is important, because in mentorship now you have the support and accountability to be able to stay in the frequency, in the vibration of your goal. When you lose hope or when you feel like, oh, mentorship help you stay consistent. So as you setting up your goals for 2025, as you setting up, you're creating your vision board for 2025, take some time. Number one, ask yourself, what are your biggest achievements? Because at the end of the day, even if 2024 was not your best, there's something that happened that made you smile. There's a few things that happened that just made you happy. What are these things? Reflect on 2024. Think about what are the challenges that you face? What did they teach you? And what are you most grateful for from 2024? Number two, dream bigger for 2025. Just because you didn't achieve something in 24 does not mean your goal should be the same thing for 2025. Go for something way bigger. Visualize something. Visualize yourself with something way bigger that you could ever possibly imagine. Number three is to identify and release any blocks, any mental blocks. And the last one is action. Move into action. Move into action. Because here's the thing, it's time to shift. It's time to manifest. And it's time for you to step into a bigger, a bolder version of yourself. Ask for the big things. Do the big things. Step into a version of yourself that is, that is screaming to get out, because you can do so much more than what you're currently getting. You know that you can. My mastermind, I just opened up my mastermind for the first time this year. And I have a few spots open. So if you are here and you just know that you are done playing small, you are in a place where you know enough is enough. I am done spinning my wheels. You want to create massive shift. You want to create massive results for 2025. Book a call with me. I'd love to have a conversation with you and see if this mastermind is a good fit for you. Because I know 2025 is going to be a year like you've never experienced before. It's going to be a year where you experience overflow, happiness, abundance, prosperity, health, success in your life, in your business, and whatever it is that you desire. The last time we did what's the word I'm looking for? Lost my train of thought. We have a special. So the first three people that book their calls first, they get a bonus with me. So the first three people that book their calls first get a bonus. So go ahead, and if you know that you want to be part of something big, you want to be part of a community of women who's doing big things, who's moving, and who wants to really hold you accountable for what you want to achieve in 2025, book a call and let's see if the mastermind is a good fit for you. And I said to see if it's a good fit for you because we work with committed people, right? We work with people who want their goal. We work with people who really wants to go after everything that they want to achieve, and they're willing to do whatever it takes, right? So if you don't change, nothing changes. If you don't change, nothing changes. And I would love to walk alongside of you and guide you through this transformational journey of unlocking your highest potential, manifesting and designing life as you choose. Because at the end of the day, life will never be the same. It's going to be hard for you to go back to your regular old self after discovering everything that I just talked about today. But here's the thing. Here is the thing. Don't let this be another training. And I say that because we get in the habit of, oh my gosh, this was so good. It makes so much sense. It resonates with me so much. And then the first 2 days after the event, it's like, man, your mind just like, but then after a while, you go right back. Not even after a while. Today's Saturday. By next Saturday, you're going to revert right back to your old habits, your old ways of trying to get results, and nothing is going to change. So don't let this be another training where it resonates, it lands, You understand and you don't take action. And you don't take action. Before I let you go, I want to read this to you guys. I love to read this story because it, oh my goodness, I love to read the story because the story, when you think about it, you're like, oh my gosh, that's what we do as people. So I'm reading from this book, U Squared. And if you did do the exercise from the beginning, so I'm going to go back and check to see. If you followed me on Instagram, oh my goodness. If you followed me on Instagram and if you posted the picture or the boomerang and tagged me, you are entered to win this book. So I'm going to go check and then we'll announce the winner later on today or tomorrow morning. You swear. And I'm going to read from it. A true story. I'm sitting in a quiet room. It's by Price Pritchett. One of my favorite books, actually. I'm sitting in a quiet room at the Millcroft Inn, a peaceful little place hidden back among the pine tree, about an hour out of Toronto. It's just past noon, late July, and I'm listening to the desperate sound of a life or death struggle going a few feet away. There's a small fly burning out the last of its short life energies in a futile attempt to fly through the glass of the window's pane. The whining wings tell the poignant story, the fly's strategy. Try harder, but it's not working. The frenzied effort offers no hope for survival. Ironically, the struggle is part of the trap. It is impossible for the fly to try hard enough to succeed at breaking through the glass. Nevertheless, this little insect has stacked its life on reaching its goal through raw effort and determination. This fly is doomed. It will die there on the windowsill. Across the room, 10 steps away, the door is open. 10 seconds of flying time, and this small creature could reach the outside world it seeks, with only a fraction of the effort now being wasted. It could be free of this self-imposed trap. The breakthrough possibility is there. It would be so easy. Why doesn't the fly try another approach? Something dramatically different. How did it get so locked into the idea that this particular route and determined effort offered the most promise for success? What logic is there in continuing until death to seek a breakthrough with more of the same? No doubt, this approach makes sense to the fly. Regrettably, it's an idea that will kill. Trying harder isn't necessarily the solution to achieving more. It may not offer any real promise for getting what you want out of life. Sometimes, in fact, it's a big part of the problem. If you stake your hopes for breaking through on trying harder than ever, you may kill your chances for success. Price Pritchett. What do you guys get from this story? What do you get from this story? What do you get from this story? How many of you have actually experienced this particular thing, this particular story, where you see a fly that gets stuck at a window trying to get out, and they just get stuck there because they see the light? Automatically they assume that must be the way out, and they get stuck into the idea that's the only way out because that's where the light is coming from. And sometimes you might even go as a person, try to guide the fly out, right? Open the door to try to guide the fly out the door. That's how strong your paradigm is. That's how strong your paradigm is. So no matter how hard you work, No matter how much you try, you get stuck in the same results because you think that that must be the way. You think that must be the way. But there is another way. But you have to decide, and you have to decide right now to commit to yourself, to commit to your growth, to commit to being the version of yourself that is already successful at your goal. Guys, 2025 will be exactly like 2024. It will be exactly like 2023, like 2022, like the past 5-10 years. Unless you make a drastic move. Unless you make a move to fully disconnect to your old self. "2025 is the year of overflow, but it requires you to take action. It requires you to move into your boldest and your highest version of yourself." I want to thank each and every single one of you guys for tuning in and for being present and really spending the time here with me today. You could be anywhere else on this Saturday afternoon, but you decided to spend it with us. And I am grateful for that. For those of you who already booked your calls, I am looking forward to speak to each and every single one of you, to guide you and to really help you and walk alongside of you to really creating and designing 2025 like a year that you've never experienced before. All right, so thank you so much, guys. Again, if you want to watch the replay right away, join the Facebook group. If not, it will be emailed to you later on. So I want to say later on today, but by tomorrow morning. Let's just put it that way. By tomorrow morning. I appreciate you guys, and you guys have an amazing and a fantastic weekend. And may 2025 really be the year of freedom for you. You guys have an amazing one. Love you guys. Bye.